Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new week, a brand new live stream here from World Radio League. Glad to see everybody jumping in here. Got a ton of people already pouring in. Welcome, everybody. Great to see y'all. Go ahead and get this music shut down. There we go. Glad to see everybody pouring in already. We're going to, as usual, do a quick, or not quick, but do a top to bottom of the comments and just talk about what y'all want to talk about. We've also got some questions coming over on Discord. If you're not yet a member of our Discord, I am sending you an invite link here momentarily. You can go join our Discord. We've got several questions coming over there. So we've got a lot to talk about today, but keep those questions pouring in here in the chat, and we'll get to those here momentarily. So there is your, well, there we go. Should be sending here. Hold on 1 second. Should be sending that link out. There we go. All right. Welcome, everyone. Great to see y'all. Let's go ahead and get started with some comments here. All right, let's see who all we've got watching. We've got Dan, second comment. Great to see you. Andy's the first, but that happens to be me. So we'll skip over that one. The Birders Way is third. I believe that's Caleb, if I'm not mistaken. Great to see you. KE6JE, the Hillbilly Ham. Hey, Dave, great to see you. KT Money coming in. Great to see you, KT Money. We got Terry Bailey hopping in with a question. We'll get back to your question, Terry. Chris, Radio in Life. Hey, Chris, great to see you. We've got the High Tech Redneck, CQ. Hello. Good to have you in here. Don't believe I've seen you in our streams before, but fantastic to have you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments down below as we proceed here. We've got W0UQJ Kelly. Good to see you, Kelly. And Rodney, great friend of World Radio League. Great to see you, Rodney. Alpha Echo 5 Tango X-Ray. We've got user from the UK here watching. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce your name there, but we got Strategic Aerial Services giving us 73. It's great to see him. Who else do we have? Mark, W5, Papa Tango X-Ray. Just got here. What'd you miss? You just got here right on time. You haven't missed a thing yet, Mark. Great to see you. Michael, good to see you in here. Kenneth Tilford, another great friend of World Radio League. We got a ton of great friends in the comments here. Great to see you. Good afternoon. Good to see you, Brian. I believe it's Brian. I'm second guessing myself, but I believe I've got that. 7-3. Good to see you. Timekeeper Bermuda. Good afternoon from Bermuda. Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat here. Jeremy. We've got Jeremy here. Good to see you, Jeremy. And Milton Willard. Thank you, Caleb, for the note here. Yes, everybody, be sure to like and subscribe to the World Radio League YouTube channel. We do these lives pretty regularly, and it's great to see y'all hopping in here. W8 Papa Tango. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's an awesome call sign, by the way. I don't know if you've been in here before, or I've said that before or not, but that's an awesome call sign. W8 Papa Tango. I really like that. Cool call sign. Brett got a question. Good, Brett. We'll get back to you here momentarily. From Santiago, HI80. Good to see you. All right. Let's see what else we got. There we go. We got another question from Woody. Woody will come right back. W8CPT. Good to see you in the chat. Welcome. CR7BUI from Portugal. Good to see you. All right. Peter hopping in. Good to see you, Peter. November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima Dom. Good to see you, Dom. I don't believe I've seen you in our live stream comments before. Good to see you. Good to see you. Chris says I'm way too chipper. Maybe it's a personality thing. Maybe it's because we got some really exciting stuff going on over here at both World Radio League and Ham Radio Prep. So stay tuned for that. We'll get to that momentarily. Nate, KC0NSS coming in from Facebook. Good to see you, Nate. We've got Ambassador Earl giving the salute. Good to see you. Rodney's been working a lot of DX on FT8. Steven, hello in Colorado. KJ7NZZ, good to see you. Ray, M7RCL, all right, good to see you. Henrik, back on the air after about 10 years. POTA seems like something for me as I'm not able to set up antennas at home, and the logger seems perfect for that. It absolutely is an awesome log for POTA. I am a POTA operator. I love POTA, and this is really an amazing program to do that. So 100%, and we can even take a look at some of that here in a little bit if we have time. But yeah, it's really a cool system for POTA. Alex coming in, WW1ALX. Hello, Alex. Great to see you. Milton is saying 73 from HC4Z. All right, Milton. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in here. Tremor Woodworks, W7YBY says he's loving POTA. That's awesome. All right, Tim's from the birthplace of Neil Armstrong. I'm afraid I'm going to mispronounce that name, so I better not try. But that's cool. That's really cool. Kevin ZL3XA. That's a New Zealand call, if I'm not mistaken. Great to see you, Kevin. Paul coming in from New Hampshire. Kilo 1 Papa Hotel. Cool call sign. I like that. Good to see you, Paul. Cinematographer K6PMZ says love the apps. Thank you, cinematographer. So do I. Peter K0PLT. Good to see you, Peter. Saying 7-3. Christopher saying good afternoon. Michigan Adventures. Howdy. We've got Traveling Wise Robert K4UUK popping in. We've got F4MNN hopping in the comments from, I believe that's a French call sign, if I'm not mistaken. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see here. Who else do we have? N4TKH, Nate from Nebraska. I'm sorry, N4TKH is Thomas, and then we've got Nate from Nebraska. And this is a great comment. High Tech Redneck says, I really like World Radio League and all its features. World Radio League member, keep up the good work. Thank you. That's great feedback. Woody says, I'm so glad you guys do these live streams. WW1LDE. Yeah, we've really been enjoying these. It's been a great way to connect with y'all, and just garner feedback from you guys. We love working with everybody in our community and getting as much feedback as possible. So thank you guys for participating in these. Looky there, we've got greetings from the Winter Field Day Association, one of our very close friends. Those guys are awesome over there, and very fantastic to work with. So we had a great partnership in the 2024 WFDA, or I'm sorry, the 2025 WFDA, and we're looking forward to 2026. So thank you for hopping in here. Great to see you. See here, Jordan, KC1QCH. Good to see you. Is there a referral scheme? Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly. I'll save your question back, and we'll start through answering the questions here momentarily. We've got Eric N9KDB. Howdy. We've got let's see here, AI4ZD. Thanks for helping me out with the N2G special event logging help this weekend. Absolutely, anytime. Just reach out. We love working with y'all, like I said, and making sure you guys are taken care of. So anytime, reach out if you have any questions. Jordan says he loves World Radio League for POTA. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Byron, W9BCM. Good afternoon. Love the logger. Thanks, Byron. Thanks a ton. W8CPT says need to dive into World Radio League logging more, especially how logging satellites work, since there are no other logging software can get it right. Well, we absolutely have support for logging satellites. We've got a whole template built around logging satellites. So please give it a try. Give us your feedback. And if there's something that you see that you'd like to be a little bit different or that needs to be a little bit different for logging satellites, please let us know. And we will definitely take a look at that. Get it, you know, get it. We're trying to make it the best all around, logging platform. So if there are any issues with any aspect of it, just let us know. We want to fix those issues. So, yeah, we'd love it if you could give it a try for us. All right, let's go back to a few of these questions we've had come in. Terry Bailey, KQ4MDM, saying still waiting on QRZ work all state confirmations. So here's what we've got so far. Let me lay this out for you so you can understand where we're at and the process moving forward here. What's going on? So what's going on is we have QRZ. We import QRZ confirmations on the first contact import. So if you have not imported anything from QRZ, then your confirmations get imported on the first import. However, any subsequent import, the new QSOs with confirmations will get their confirmations imported, but the old QSOs the import system sees them as duplicate contacts, and so it just disregards them, and it doesn't check to see if there are confirmations on those new confirmations on those old contacts. That's the way it works so far. The plan is we're as we mentioned last Monday, we're working on the database upgrade, and I'll get to that in a moment. Give you all an update on where we're at there. But once we launch the database upgrade, which is like I said, I'll give you an update on that here momentarily. It's just we're right there. Then once we launch that, then we've got a whole stretch here. We're going to be ramping up back up into full production here as we were until we hit this big upgrade situation that we've been having to work through for the past month or two. Once we, like I said, once this thing we hit the go live on the upgrade, then we've got a whole slate of quick to implement features that we're going to be working through. That is one of them. We've got, if you saw our slate, you'd understand we have tons of stuff that we want to get implemented, but that is definitely one of the really high priority ones, like way up on our priority list. And so we're going to be getting that one implemented very soon. So when we say it is on the roadmap, that is exactly what we mean. It's like, it's coming up. It's coming up soon. So stay tuned for that, and a lot of new announcements that are going to be coming out here in the coming weeks as we move forward. Now, I promised you an update on our database upgrade. So what's going on there is we are like literally. It's happening this week. We expected to be there this morning, ready to launch this morning. We ran into a few last minute things we had to resolve, and it's coming. It's in the next couple days, if not a few hours. So I would say by the middle end of the week, it's going to be live. You guys are going to be running with the newly upgraded system. It's going to be awesome. So you all get a notification that there'll be a couple hours where we're running the upgrade. We're going to try to time it where it's not, in usual operating hours, busy operating hours, but we're going to be running a quick upgrade. It shouldn't take very long at all. And we'll let you all know before that happens. And then if you've got the mobile app, after that, we'll push a new mobile app version. You all want to update that. As far as the web app goes, just all you'll want to do is just make sure you refresh your page, do a hard refresh on your web page, and you'll be good to go. So, yeah, that's coming very, very. When I say very soon, I mean the next couple days or next few hours. So we're super, super excited about that. So stay alert, watching your push notifications, and you'll probably see something coming through here very soon about that. So, just wanted to give you all that update. Now we'll move on to our next question from Brett. When you sync with QRZ and LOTW, will World Radio League dedupe merge the log entries? Yes, we definitely check duplicates and we strip those as we import. So yeah, we try to be very careful about importing duplicate contacts, as those can be very messy in a logbook. So thanks, Brett. Woody says, love how the logger auto updates for POTA, but is there a way to have it auto log the twofers and forfers and such? I had an activator that had 3 ops and 6 parks. That was fun. Okay, so multi-op, let's hit multi-op and then we'll hit multi-park. Multi-op is coming. It's one of those really high priority situations that's coming, in the coming just very few weeks. That's going to be a situation where it's probably going to be comma separated, so you can put, you can add all your 6 parks in your park to park situation, and then you can add all the call signs, and then it will literally log all those contacts for you right off with one log click. So as far as multi parks, I think we pull that data in from the POTA spotting page, and if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to double check, but if I'm not mistaken, those you can only spot on the POTA site at 1 park at a time. So I think we're just pulling in the park that's spotted, and then you can add the others. But I don't think, I'll have to double check myself. And if one of y'all knows, drop a comment. But if I'm not mistaken, I think we only pull in 1 park at a time, because that's the data we're getting from the POTA spotting page. So great question, Woody. Thank you. All right. Dan is asking, is there a referral scheme to encourage the recruitment of new subscribing members? Yes. There is. If you have a YouTube or social media presence, then reach out to partnerships at hamradioprep.com, partnerships at hamradioprep.com, and let them know that you're wanting to promote World Radio League. And yeah, if you have a social media presence or a YouTube presence, we can look at getting something set up for you. So definitely feel free to reach out there. So great question, Dan. Thank you. We had a couple questions come across in the Discord. Let me put those up on screen here for you. Give me one moment here. I'm going to post these out and then bring them in. So give me a moment. Is it hard to become an amateur radio emergency services ARES member? That one comes from Caleb, KF8EYE. So I am actually not an ARES member myself. We have a local ARES club, but I have not joined them. I think if you Google the ARES program, I did it just a little bit before coming on stream to see what came up. I think they have a PDF outline of everything you need to know about joining ARES. So I would do that. Check that. It looks like a 1-page PDF, so it's probably pretty simple process. But yeah, feel free to check that. And Dave K6GAE looks like he's hopping in the comments there. So Dave, if you got some more info on that, feel free to share it. Terry, let me grab this one here. Another comment. Terry KQ4MDM has a question here about logging FT8. This This might split into multiple comments sometimes. The streaming platform I use does that. No, it doesn't look like it's going to. It says, in FT8, is there a way to have the info from the contact move to World Radio League when you click on the contact? I'm only able to get it to move over when you finish the contact and press log. I want to see who I'm working before I actually log. In other modes, it moves when you click on them. For example, if I'm POTA hunting within World Radio League and I click on a contact and in the spotter, it moves immediately. Great question, Terry. So the difference here is using a FTA program such as WSJTX versus using the World Radio League spotter window. So when you're using the spotter window, we have control over all of that. So we can just copy those details over into your, World Radio League logging page. So it'll do the contact lookup and everything. FT8's a little bit different because you're using WSJTX, third-party software, whatever you're using. So when you double click on it over there, you're literally, that's making the contact. That's what you're, that's the process you're following. So we can absolutely look into, in fact, we're planning on looking into some enhancements here. I think Rodney was asking us about that here a few weeks ago. And we're planning on looking into some enhancements here on copying the rather than like maybe giving you the option to, rather than directly logging the contact immediately, instead copying it into your details window so you can make edits or whatever. But that, that's a little bit of a different flow than copying it straight off the spotting page. Now if you copy it straight off the spotting page, it just automatically pulls those details in for you. So hope that answers your question. And yes, we are planning on looking into some upgrades there. We've got Mark W5PTX, Papa Tango X-Ray, with a question here. Let me pull this one up. This is another one from the Discord. You guys are good with these Discord questions. Are there any plans to add the points and multiplier scoring for each contest to the contest logs? Absolutely. That is an upgrade. Pardon me one moment. Sorry, that's an upgrade we're looking to implement, in the very near future. We're super excited about expanding our contest scoring system. So we definitely want to, get those point systems. Almost every contest is different, and it's mind-boggling, some of the contesting scoring systems. So there needs to be a simple system to calculate those, and we mean to implement that in the near term future. So great question, Mark. I think that was the last of the questions in the Discord, but we've got a ton more coming in here on the live stream. So let's keep rolling with it. And let's see here, get back to it. Where'd that comment go? Just lost one. Hold on, guys. There we go. KF8CYL. Rosanna. Hello, Rosanna. Good to see you. PD3PJ. Good evening. Holland. Great to see you coming in from Holland. How do you log islands? We have an IOTA Islands on the Air activating system. IOTA hunting is a little bit, you know what? I'm not sure that we've got that fully expanded yet. So that is a, let me grab that and pass it on to the team. Let's see here. Give me just a moment. All right. Here we go. All right. I'm going to screenshot your comment, Rosanna, and pass it on to the team. Thank you for calling us out on that. That's an awesome. Currently, you can log the contact, put the details in the notes, but you absolutely need an expanded way to do that. So you just gave our team something to discuss in one of our upcoming meetings. So thank you very much. Bart, hello, KF5EKG. Great to see you. Buzz Valley Bee Farm, K04FGW in Georgia. Good to see you. Paul Herbert says, could you review typical strategies for when to keep logbooks, when to merge, etc.? Have a main logbook for my station contacts and create new logs for pod activations, then merge into main. This is a great question, Paul. So I'll tell you how I do it, and then kind of how we've got it set up to do. So how I do it, I generally create a new logbook for my home station for each month, and then each contest and each POTA activation is a separate logbook, its own separate logbook. And I just keep it that way. I usually don't merge them unless I have like outstanding, like little short logs here and there that are not necessarily a POTA activation or a contest or something like that. I normally just keep them separate because what you can do, let me pull up my logger real quick. What you can do is if you need to, view all of your, if you need to view all of your, well, if I can, there we go. There we go. Okay. If you need to view all of your contacts, all you've got to do is click over here into QSO Manager. That's got everything all in one place. And, you can filter by whatever you want to filter by, even by logbook. You can filter by, we've got tons of filters in here: band mode, logbook, country, imports, duplicates, confirmed, imported. We've got, you can adjust the columns that you're viewing here, set that, reorder those columns. You can move them between logbooks. You can bulk edit details on any group of contacts. You can do an export to a group of contacts to QRZ or to an ADIF. You can export everything to an ADIF. You can do imports from here. You can search this. You've got everything sitting right in front of you. So I use QSO Manager for all my everything consolidated, and then logbooks I split into basically contests, months, and POTA activations is what I usually do. And keeping each POTA activation as its own logbook is actually preferable, because then you can use let's see here, where's the activities page here, and go to a park that you've activated multiple times. Let's see here. I've got, where's my most activated park? It's here somewhere. I'm not seeing it. There it is, Cedar Gap. You can go to Cedar Gap. I can go to Cedar Gap here and see all my activations, because they're all in, separate, they're in books. So I can see all those right here. And that, that keeps that all separated out for you. And it's really, really cool to be able to track your stats in here like this. So yeah, I recommend keeping each activation in a separate logbook, but totally up to you. It's your do you. It's whatever works for you is how you should do it. So great question though, Paul. Thanks for throwing that out. Michael, good afternoon. Caleb says his grandfather just offered to let him use his Yaesu FT1500M as a base station until he gets his own. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Also, is there a way to search my log for a specific call sign? Yes, I think there's actually a couple different ways to do this. One I just showed you with QSO Manager. The other one, you can just literally go to your profile, scroll down here to logbook, and just search a call sign. That's that's another easy way to do it. So yeah, very simple. All right, what else do we have here? We've got K1EDR, good to see you. Terry Bailey says he put a question in the Discord announcement channel, live stream announcement channel. I think, is this the FT8 one? I think I may be getting to these comments a little bit after y'all put them in. So that might be the question you're referring to, the FT8 question that I answered a few minutes ago. Hey, see ya, Jose. Good to see you. Michael SM7WPD. Great to see you, Michael. I can vouch WRL does deduce when syncing. I think you meant to write dedupe. possibly, Dave, I think. But let me know if I'm wrong there. Oh, there you go. There's your updated comment. Kendall says just got the kilo at the local park using WRL. That is awesome, Kendall. Let's give you some fireworks for that. That's absolutely awesome. Great to see that, Kendall. Congrats on the kilo. Dave says it does only pull in one park, the import process. So yeah, that's actually something we were just discussing in a team call. So we're going to be that's part of this database upgrade situation. It's getting that straightened out. So stay tuned. Let's see here. What else do we have? All right, we've got, is there a way to filter the map by a date range? Not yet. Another one, I can't remember where that's at on the roadmap, but we've got that one in the queue. So great question. When will cat control have integration guides? I have an older rig, IC718. We don't have them by rig specifically yet. I don't know that we're planning on doing it by rig specifically because it's pretty much universal on everything. We have a video out on how to connect cat control. Let me grab that video for you. And then we also, I think we launched our text user guide as well a couple weeks ago. So that should all be available. Let me go ahead and drop the cat control video in the comments here if I can find it. There we go. Feature highlight cat control. That's not it. We should have a cat control user guide. Is this it? Got a ton of videos here. Lately we've been cranking them out. So let me find it right quick. WCTX map customization. Multi-op ADIF export. That's a good one. You can export an ADIF now for a second operator with their call sign so that they can upload it to their Parks on the Air account, their World Radio League account. Really cool. I think this is the correct video, if I'm not mistaken. World Radio League cat control. I believe it's this one. Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's this one. So there you go. There's your link. Should be coming through. Whoops, I only sent it to Facebook. Hold on, let me send it to everything here real quick. Try that again. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. All right. We've got. See what else we have here. Okay, Dave's talking about the Aries situation. Says the best way to find out is find your local Aries group and get the info from them. All right, great information, Dave. Thank you. Dan says Bunkers on the Air is a pretty popular program here in the UK, and he plans to add this as an activity. Well, as of this moment, I am screenshotting your request and dropping it in our team discussion channels. So we will take a look at that, see what all that program entails, and keep an eye out. For the FTA question, look up WSJTZ. It has QRZ integration. You can look a person up in the app when selected. Yeah, that is definitely another option. Yeah, absolutely. Rodney says, I currently copy and paste the contact call sign during the FTA QSO or prior and paste it into World Radio League with QRZ lookup and get my history and details, whether before or during logging. Awesome. Can I give a clap here to Terry for sticking with Mac? I have to agree. Although I am forced to use Windows at times, I am a Mac lover. So yes, absolutely. Yeah. Mac users had to just finally get a Windows notebook for all the obscure ham stuff. Jason, KQ4 UEI coming in. Hey, Jason, good to see you. Ed saying, is there a way to have a World Radio League logger auto start when using your rig control? Auto start when using a control. Ed, can you expound on that a little bit? Do you mean you want it to automatically open the World Radio League web page whenever you open cat control? Is that the question you're asking? I'm just trying to clarify that, if you don't mind, to clarify that for me. Thank you. Hello from 4I1BJF. Good to see you. See here, Rodney says, if you do a QRZ import and import an ADIF from QRZ or LOTW, will the confirmations work correctly, even with my QSOs in different logbooks? Let me parse this down in my head. If you do a QRZ import and import an ADIF from QRZ or LOTW, the confirmations work correctly. So the process that we're going to follow is basically when you do an import from QRZ, it will look through your basically through as if I'm I want to represent this correctly. The exact process, the exact sequence of how this will all work could vary slightly, but the process we're looking at is you do your import, we check for dupes, we exclude importing the dupes, but in the dupes, we check for any updated confirmation information. If we have any more updated confirmations in those dupes, we pull those confirmations in, apply them to any of your QSOs and any of your logbooks that are there, and move on, regardless of where they were imported from necessarily. They'll get if they're logged on QRZ, then we'll pull those confirmations in. That's the process that I'm understanding that we're going to be following, and we will work with our developers to make sure we nail down the exact process here soon and get that information for you. But that's the plan. Is basically, just when you do the QRZ import, anything that flags as a dupe checks again to see if you've got new confirmation information. So Ed says, what is your suggestion for naming your log when activating the same park several times? Well, when you add, when you create a POTA logbook, it automatically names that your call sign at the park, and then you'll have a date on that logbook. You've got a date applied to your logbook, so it keeps that separate for you in that sense. But if you want to see, at a glance by looking at titles, then I would just recommend adding the date of the activation to the logbook name before you save it. All right, Cliff K4JIP. Hello. Good to see you. I see the state abbreviation listed in the spotting list on the app. I'm not seeing the state in the web application. Am I missing something? Let's take a quick look here. So if I go, let me share my screen with y'all so you can see what I'm looking at here. So if I go to the spotting tab here, then sure enough, that's weird. If you hover over the country here, it gives you the state and everything all in a tooltip. But somewhere along the line, we pulled the state itself, so in favor of the country. Thank you for the call out there, Jeremy. I'm gonna throw that in a discussion with the team to see if we, if we could decide to add that back, as that's a pretty pertinent piece of information. So, in the meantime, like I said, you can hover over it. You got a tooltip that shows you the state, so feel free to do that. What else do we have? Hello from Oscar November 4 Alpha Echo Oscar. Thank you for the wonderful program. Thank you for using it. We really, really, really appreciate it. You're one of those fantastic power users that we love to see on social media. So thank you for supporting us. Cat is not working on Windows 7. Good call. Windows 7 is at this point, when I was it's probably the second operating system I ever used, the first being Windows XP, believe it or not. But Windows 7 was an awesome version of Windows. Before I converted to Mac, that was one of my That was one of my favorite versions of Windows, and it's sad, of course, to see it go, but it is an old version at this point. We've moved on to 8, then 8.1, then 10, now 11. So we'll definitely look and see if we have the option to get a package together for Windows 7. And if you want to reach out to us in the Discord, drop us a note in the Discord so we can communicate back with you directly and let you know when we have an update. But yeah, at this point, we'll see what we can come up with there. Peter says, when I operate FT8 JTDX from home and forget to have World Radio League listening, is there a simple way to resync WRL? If you mean with your older contacts, unfortunately, I think you'd have to pull them out of the JTDX. If JTDX operates like WSJTX does, it saves everything into an ADIF, an offline ADIF. And so you can grab those contacts out of there and send them to World Radio League. Unfortunately, well, there actually is another way. The other way to do it, yes, there is another way. I don't know how easy I can explain it on the live stream. I'm going to give it a shot, and if you don't understand, let me know. Send me a Discord DM, and I'll get back to you with maybe like a screen recorded video on how to do this. But best way I can explain this is if you're using JTDX and you forget to turn on the listener, this is assuming JTDX works like World Radio or like WSJTX in this manner, which I think it does. Then what you need to do, turn on your listener without closing JTDX, and then go back to the contact that you finished, and double click on it like you're going to try to reply to it. Turn off your transmit, double click on it, and turn off your transmit. And then when it pops up the window to log the contact again, just click log, and they'll send it over to your logbook. So just basically turn on your listener, go back to the contact, act like you're going to finish it again, then click the log contact button, log that contact, and it should send it across. So I hope that explanation was sufficient. If not, let me know in the Discord DM, and I'll get back to you with like a screen recording or something. I won't hold being a Mac user against you, Andy. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. What he says, is there any chance WRF cat control will have an FL Digi integration? We're going to have some updates coming to the whole cat control system here very soon, which we probably teased to some of that in the last stream. But I'll definitely save that out as a note to the team, and we'll see if maybe we can look at FL Digi. Okay, so as wanting to auto open the web page from cat control. So that's a good idea. One of those, part of the major updates that I was discussing with cat control is we're going to be integrating it into a fully offline capable desktop app. And once that happens, then you'll have everything all in one window, basically. So that's coming. But in the meantime, yeah, we can take a look at that auto launching. 7-3 from Tango Golf 5 Alpha Lima Yankee. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, we got Ham Radio Tectonics in the house. Hey, Bill, good to see you. KE6GAE, the problem is security updates for the older Windows OSs. Yes, that is an issue, but we'll see what we can come up with. I don't know how that will all come together, but I'll talk to the dev team. KQ4 PMD Brandon. Last Monday got 60 contacts doing POTO. WRL rocks best log software. Brandon, I'm screenshotting that, sending it to the team because they love this kind of feedback. Thank you, Brandon, for the awesome comment. We really appreciate it, and congrats on the 60 contacts. That is really, really awesome. Hamworld Online says, in this case, I sync from QRZ and gets the QSOs to World Radio League. I don't know if you're talking about the JTDX integration. I'm a little bit behind on the comments as I answer questions, and you guys are still pouring them in. So let me know what you think, what you're discussing there. Bill Ham Radio Tectonic says, on World Radio League, I have an 8-day, 4-week streak, which is good for me. Great work, Bill. Great to see you. And fantastic. Dave says 7-3. Got to get ready to head. Homework day is done. Have a great evening, Dave, and hopefully we can catch up and maybe do an interview, a World Radio League interview, maybe at some point. Just let me know. Ping me if you're interested. And you too, Bill, by all means. Is WRLing on a Mac? Absolutely, my friend. That's the way to do it. Okay, Ham Radio World Online says that's what he does when he forgets to turn on the listener. He syncs to QRZ and then to World Radio League, which makes sense. It's definitely an option. Dave flexing over here, 53 days and 8-week streak. I think Brad is K4AZE. You've probably seen him if you've been in the community at all or submitted any bug reports. He's an awesome member of the team, and he's got. Let's take a look at his streak. K4AZE. Let's see if I can pull his streak up here. I can't remember if we've got that set up or not. I guess I can't see his streak, but yeah, he has an absolute. Oh, actually, I can because he is in the top 5 now. See here. Let's go to analytics, activity, and streaks. Top 5. There he is, right there. 113 days. So he's right behind Kenneth. 120 days, 18 weeks. So yeah, absolutely. Great work, Kenneth. That's amazing. Yeah, and Brad is 113 days, so right behind you. Our top 3 guys are all at 120 days, and no, doesn't look like they're giving up yet. So we have a battle going on here to see who can last last the longest, I suppose. Peter says, how about some merch or a jacket? We can put WRL achievement patches on the jacket. So if we go to, give me 1 second here to pull this website up. So if y'all go to hamradioprep.com/shop, and I'll put this link in the comments. So hamradioprep.com/shop. Then y'all can, let's see here if I can remember how to get here. There we go. Shop merchandise. And then you've got all this cool merchandise. These ID cards are great. These license plaques, awesome. I've got one hanging on my wall over here. It's absolutely amazing. The poster, you can see the poster behind me. Really cool Shack edition with World Radio League branding. We've got a World Radio League Morse code mug here. We've got this cool tumbler here. And down here, we've got World Radio League shirts. This World Radio League shirt, this is a Ham Radio Prep shirt. We've got, what else do we have? Of course, the ham sandwich shirt. And let's see, yeah, there's a World Radio League shirt. A couple of those, 3 of those. We've got, I think we've got, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we have hats here as well. I think got a lot of cool stuff on this website here. I can't remember if we've got, yeah, there's a World Radio League hat right there. And the mug, which is World Radio League branded Morse code mug, really cool mug there. Our designer did a great job on that one. Our designer's done some awesome work. He designs a lot of the merch. He designs a lot of the software. He's just a fantastic overall designer. So absolutely, we've got merch. hamradioprep.com/shop. Go check it out. So here, what else do we have here? We've got, let's see here. It would be cool if WRL do POTA rewards. That is an awesome idea, Brandon, and one that we've actually had in the back of our mind for a little bit. And now that we have the new database almost implemented, that's one of there's so many of these are reasons we had to get this done. This is going to make these kind of things so much easier. So, so great suggestion. Terry says only a 30-day streak. That's better than me. My main Shack radio, as you can, there you go, as you can see over there, is on the bench, and I've got the G90 as a intermediate Shack radio. But the G90 is an awesome Shack radio, but I prefer it more for Parks on the Air. It's an awesome Parks on the Air radio, but it does do good as a Shack radio when necessary. So, you're in the tied number 1 for days, 120. Awesome. And remember, that's hamradioprep.com/shop, hamradioprep.com/shop for all your World Radio League and Ham Radio Prep merch needs. Joshua says, hi, Andy. I like WRL. Been on there since 9/23/25. And really happy with it. My wife told me about it and glad I did. Thanks. Absolutely, Joshua. Thank you for reaching out and for joining the platform. We're all about helping hams, do with all the ham stuff we can, and looking to expand greatly over the coming days and weeks. So great to have you on board. Wait, what happened? I went from 120 days to 119. Bribing back in devs. No, there's no streak bribing going on over here. I am going to post this comment in our original chat, though, because I know our dev team and they'll get a kick out of that. But if for some reason it looks like you missed today, just shoot a bug report in real quick, and Brad or me, one, will grab that and pass it on to the dev team. Thank you. KT Money back. Hey, good to see you. Gonna be the next day double RL. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we're looking to do some awesome stuff here in the next very few days, as we get this thing launched and out the door. We have been slaving away at this thing incredibly hard for quite some time, and we are ready to get this thing launched, and we're super excited about it. So, yeah, man. Oh, that's funny, KT Money. Yeah, that's awesome. What were you guys working on? I missed that part. We're working on the database upgrade. As we mentioned in the last stream that it should be live by this morning. Over the weekend, we ran into a couple last minute issues, and it's coming in. We had to push it off by a few hours, and we also want to give you guys plenty of notice. We're going to try to push the thing live in the off hours, so it's affecting the least amount of operating hams as possible. We'll see where that lands in the day, but we're going to try to do it where it affects as few people as possible. But we also want to make sure it's plenty of time to send a notification out to y'all, give y'all a 24-hour heads up that we're going to have an hour or two where it's going to be there's going to be we're going to be down for the upgrade. That's going to like I said, take an hour or two, and you guys are going to be back up and going faster and better than ever. So that's hopefully happening. We're gonna confirm, finalize where we're at in the next. The launch is happening this week. I got confirmation from James, our CEO, that I can tell y'all it's happening this week, and probably in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, we'll be finalizing and sending out the notification and running the upgrade. So thank y'all for all your support through this time. And we are so ready to get back to launching features on a weekly or bi-weekly basis like we did for months up to this point. but we had to do this in order to be able to support our growth. So thank you guys for all your support. Willard says 69 days, 14 weeks. Great streak. Willard, fantastic. If launch could be any hour now, I'll have to stay up all night in my shack. Well, Peter, I don't know. You don't have to do that. We'll send you a notification. If you have the mobile app installed, we'll send you a notification that it's coming. So stay tuned for that. Then you'll update your mobile app. You're going to probably notice a lot faster loading leaderboards, a lot faster. Oh, yeah, analytics. That's going to all be faster, smoother. And then right after that, we're going to be starting to crank out. If you've sent us, an issue you're having, if you've reported something, those are top priority. We're going to be smashing through those first. Then it's going to be, more features coming out, like really as fast as we can get them out the door. So it's going to be really, really exciting. We're super excited. Terry says WSJTXZ does have a Mac version. Awesome. Kenneth is working on a kilo at a park right now. Need 20 more at US 9511. Where am I at on my? I have one that I've got. Let me look it up. I don't think I'm that close. I'm not that close, but I've got a park where it's the closest thing I have to a kilo, and I have not been out to that park for probably months. It's a park that I was able to go to for a long time, and then I haven't been able to as much lately. But let me look at this park and see where I'm at on it. My activations, Cedar Gap. I am at. It doesn't give me my QSOs, does it? That's weird. Huh. Doesn't give me my QSO count at this park, but I think I'm up over like 600 or something at it, and so I need to get back so I can get a kilo there. KQ4PMD 73, Brandon. Thank you for popping in here. Ken says, when's the next cat update? We're going to get this. It's actually, we've got a cat update coming out with this database launch because we had to, we've got a cat control update coming out with this launch. And then we'll probably have some more updates rolling out within the next few weeks after that. Ken, if you're on the air right now, Cliff is asking you what frequency you're on. He'd like to get you in the log. Tremor Woodwork says, if I increase my membership level, will I get a prorated credit for what I've already paid? I think so. I believe so. Let me ask the team. If you want to, you can go ahead and upgrade and ping me on Discord if it doesn't give you prorated credit, and I'll make sure you get the prorated credit because I should. I think. Let me double check for you. Just ping me on Discord and I'll double check that for you. Ping me on Discord and I'll let you know how that works. As far as I know, that's how it works. But just let me know. Ken says he's on F 20 meters. So Cliff, if you want him, go for it. WRL Net, have you talked about that? Another note for the team. That's actually a really awesome idea. I'm not sure what that would look like since our team is a remote team, so we don't have everybody, in one location. But that would be kind of a really cool, like, I guess that's kind of the definition of an HF net, but that'd be a really cool idea. I'll send that. We'll discuss that. Looking forward to the desktop app plus cat. No luck with Windows app on Linux. Yeah, so when the desktop app rolls out, it will absolutely have a Linux version. It'll be fully compatible there. Let me go ahead and make a note. All right, y'all, we're at the hour mark. Does anybody else have anything anything you want to throw at me? KT Money says good and free marketing with the WRL net. Anybody else have anything you want to throw at me before we shut down the stream? thank you everybody for coming in. It looks like we actually had another question come in through the Discord. Any way to filter the map by date? This is one I think we covered a little bit ago. Currently, no, but that is absolutely on the agenda. So, guys, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you all for hopping in here. Had a lot of new viewers and a lot of fantastic questions. We really appreciate everybody. We are very thankful for all you do. And guys, stay tuned because midweek you guys are going to get a notification that our upgrade is getting ready to launch. Once that launches, you're going to have to update your mobile apps, download your new cat app, and get everything up to date, and you will be good to go. And we are super excited about this. So guys, hang in there. We're almost there. We're at the finish line, and then after that, a blitz of fixes and that you guys have requested over the past couple weeks, and new features and big features, small features, everything. Stay tuned, guys. Great to see everybody, and hope you all have a fantastic week. And as long as we have nothing come up in the schedule, then we'll plan on another one of these next week. 7-3, guys. 7-3 to everybody who's sending me 7-3s. I saw one guy the other night on a live stream did a 7-3 back to everybody who sent him a 7-3 at the end of his live stream. So let's just run down through here real quick and give some people a shout out. 7-3 to Willard. Thank you for joining us. Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics, 73 to KT Money, to Tim Stoddard, to Kevin, to Rodney. Thank you all, 73, and have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you next time from November 0, Alpha Papa X-Ray. I'm clear.